What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is the JR Wisdom channel. I'd like to thank all you guys for tuning in, new and old subscribers. And if you haven't checked out any of my videos, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button along with the bell. That way you receive all of the notifications, all the videos, and you can check out some of my old videos. Hopefully you see something that you like that's similar to this video right here. So for those of you who have been following me for a while, you know that I've done videos similar to this in the past. Not that I put any pastors on blast or anything like that, but I tend to just speak on these subjects just to bring awareness and things like that. I'm not much of a news person or, bringing about the latest breaking news and stuff like that. But I do this every now and then. So I figured I'd talk about this one because this one caught my eye. And this one, the latest on this was in reference to a couple. So pastor and his wife, his first lady, they were arrested for stealing, in essence, from one of their parishioners, a 77-year-old older woman, as far as that. And basically what they did was they took her identity, and how they did that is the same way anyone who knows anything about credit, which they did it really sloppy the way they did it. Not to say that it's anything cool, but she was one of their parishioners. They basically said that they wanted her to be a part of the motherboard of the church. And as far as being a part of that, they would actually need a copy of her Social Security card, her driver's license, and utility bill. For those of you who know anything about credit, and I'm speaking on this because I'm in the credit and financial field, those are three things that are needed to prove your identity, specifically to the credit bureaus. So that's just one thing. But being obviously that she was a parishioner of the church, she believed in this pastor and the wife, she gave it up, with no issues, no trouble, no things like nothing at all. So the pastor that I'm speaking of obviously is Pastor Frederick G and Jerri. They're both from Memphis, and they're from the new Life Holiness Church. So once they get this information from the 77-year-old Clevie Williams, which I'll attach the video at the end so you guys can watch her testimony, so to speak, when she talks about the situation. Within months, she starts receiving bills, credit card statements in the mail saying that she owes to the tune of $19,000. $9,000 was spent in like a week's time frame. But all in all, they opened up 3 cards total, which equaled roughly approximately $50,000 for this older woman. She said she never even been in a Bank of America bank before. One of these cards obviously was a Bank of America that they opened up. So what she did was she went directly to the authorities, and they got wind of it, obviously, whether they were approached by law enforcement or arrested, which they eventually were arrested. They asked her not to press charges, asked her to drop the charges, and they would agree to pay her back. Which obviously you see there's some wrongdoing in that off top, that they would ask her to drop the charges, so they admitted that they're wrong. So basically, according to her, is they made a few payments, I guess, then they stopped. They didn't pay anything. So when authorities got back on them, they basically said that she opened up the card and they came to her, a 77-year-old woman, for her to help them pay for church expenses, which is the craziest thing ever. You know what I mean? This is a church. You obviously have a flock there, and there's a process. You're tax-free. You don't pay any taxes there. So you need one 77-year-old woman to come up with $50,000 to pay church expenses for everyone else in the church, which is one of the things, part of this story, we don't really get to see what the credit card bills consisted of, what they did consist of. But it's just really weird how a man of the cloth and the wife are in it. And we see a lot of these stories over and over, how people are just being taken advantage of. And it's their faith and their hope. And sometimes as people want to be in a position of, respect and admiration on a lot of these boards, deacons, whatever it is that they, these different things that's in the church now, which gives you some sort of prestige, and you trust this person of the cloth who you believe is the closest thing to God on earth, and your feelings get involved, your love gets involved, and you get taken advantage when you find out that this person isn't beyond reproach. At the end of the day, it's not a perfect person. This isn't immaculate. You know, this person is actually living this lifestyle at your expense. So she agreed, obviously. The biggest thing, you know, her still being, I think she's a devout Pentecostal or whatever it was. She gave them the benefit of the doubt a second time. They still didn't fulfill the thing, even though they knew that they were wrong. So they overall were just going to take advantage of this woman. And then they lied on her and say that she opened it up and allowed them to do it. And it's just so crazy when you come to find out you just get betrayed and somebody's lying on you. So this happened 3 years ago, 2015. Here it is, 2018. And when this guy is supposed to have a court appearance, he's on Facebook Live leading a prayer. Not even taking court seriously as far as that. And it's just like, whatever. So he's being charged with some serious crimes. Federal crimes, to me, this is federal crimes. Identity theft, theft of property, forgery. Especially the identity theft is to my understanding, it's a federal crime. So it's just like, it's not even being taken seriously. But we'll see what becomes of this. But this happens so often, over and over and over and over. I have a lot more videos on things like this. And I just ask people to search within themselves and understand who it is that you're dealing with, what the church that you're dealing with, and just look at things objectively as opposed to just having your feelings and your heart involved in things. So that being said, I thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys check out the clip here that I'm about to play. Hope you guys enjoy it. Leave your comments, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, peace be upon you and the mercy and blessings of the Almighty. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. I'm out. Peace.
In their church congregation and racking up tens of thousands of dollars on her credit card. That family called Fox 13 Investigates hotline when they claimed the pastor broke his promise to pay off that credit card debt. Fox 13's Greg Coy has been digging into this story for 2 weeks now. Greg, the victim told you this crime has left her shaken.
Clevie Williams was only a member of the new Life Holiness Church for a few months. This woman is steeped in her Pentecostal faith, and so she took it as an honor when the pastor at that time, Frederick Smith, asked her to be on the motherboard. A decision that she says ruined her credit and left her with $20,000 in credit card bills that she insists is not her own. And Williams blames it on Frederick G. Smith, the former pastor. Pastor Smith, Greg Coy, can we talk to you? Pastor Frederick Smith drove away when I went to his home to ask him about allegations by a former member.
I don't want to see him. No part of it. Because he was a dishonest pastor.
Clevie Williams claims Smith stole her identity, opened up credit cards in her name that he used. Williams claims Smith failed on his promise to pay off the nearly $20,000 in charges that Williams says Smith made without her consent.
I was just almost speechless. I couldn't think of anything to do. I said, what is this? I've never in lifetime had a card or anything from Bank of America. Never.
Did you ever open up a Bank of America card?
No, sir.
Sign it?
No, sir. I've never been inside one of the banks.
The Williams family gave me the last statement from Bank of America dated April 2015. The amount due is more than $19,000. I counted nearly $9,000 in charges he made in a week and a half. What happened? The credit card companies, what did they do? Did they start to call you? Did they say, pay us the money?
No, they sent me mail. They started mailing to my address to be paid.
How nervous were you?
I just could not function. I was hurt. I would more or less say I was angry. And I just didn't know what else to do.
Did you ever look at Pastor Smith and say directly, I know you did this to me?
No, I went straight to the authorities.
Williams filed this police report in May of 2015, identified Pastor Smith as a suspect, but later declined to press charges after he agreed to pay the Bank of America bills the next month. Williams says Smith never did.
No, not all of it. They pay down and quit. They pay some and quit.
Last Friday, I spoke to Pastor Smith on the phone. He told me 3 times that he never stole Williams' personal information to open a credit card. He told me Williams opened the Bank of America credit card and gave him permission to use it for church expenses. I asked Pastor Smith, why use a credit card of a 77-year-old woman? Smith told me it was a poor choice. Can you pay that off?
Oh, no, I don't. Sir, I am a senior. And I senior income once a month. No way.
Pastor Frederick G. Smith is still the pastor of New Life Holiness Church. He was released on bond. He has a court hearing tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Reporting live outside of Grenada, Mississippi, I'm Greg Coy, Fox 13.